Call this meeting to order. Tonight, we're going to be led in the pledge by Miss Claudia Belden.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Belden. If we could have a moment of silence, and while we're having a moment of silence, if everybody could remember Mr. Mike Blanton. He's the husband of Amy Blanton, and most of you probably know Amy's retiring, and I think Mr. Blanton was put in the hospital, I think, on Monday. So if everybody can remember their family. Thank you. Approval of agenda.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Blair and a second by Mr. Holliday. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 5, approval of consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Holliday and a second by Mr. Young. Any further discussion on that? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. I don't believe we have any visitors tonight. Number 7, Mr. Oldham.
Okay. Number 7 is project status update, and I believe Mr. Clardy is going to give us that update.
Very short. I gave you some dates on Blackman Middle School addition last week, and since then we've updated that schedule due to not being able to get a survey in time. We had to move the bid documents due from the July 16th to the 25th. Then a pre-bid, or June 25th, I'm sorry. The bid conference on July 2nd. And then we moved the opening of the bid from July 16th to August 6th. And then the construction start from July 22nd to August 12th. So there's just a few changes there. I wanted everyone to be aware of them, and that's it.
Anybody got any questions? I guess high school going okay?
School's going great. We're getting it cleaned up, getting stuff moved in. The principal and his staff are on board, and they're getting all their things in order. So we're moving ahead with it.
Mr. Chairman, I visited with Dr. Harrell at the school today, and it is quite impressive. Quite impressive. And they've got stuff scattered from here to there, trying to get organized and get it where it needs to be.
We have 2 or 3 truckload, transfer truckloads coming in every day. So
Yes, sir.
pretty busy. Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Anybody else? Thank you, Mr. Clardy. Number 8, Mr. Oldham.
Embrace local adoption of textbooks not on contract. This is for books that's not on state textbooks list, typically CTE or other areas like that. This is Career and Technical Education tonight. Recommend approval. Motion for Rutherford County to request approval for local adoption of textbooks not on contract and the rules and regulation minimum standards for which no textbook is included in the official list of textbook under section 1.02 program selection. The following books to be adopted for Stewart's Creek High using textbook funds, and this is for that auto body repair, which is our first one in the county. The first book is Auto Body Repair and Technology by James Duffy. Then number 2 is Collision Repair Fundamentals, also by Mr. Duffy. And the third book, Collision Repair and Refinishing, a foundation course for technicians, that's Thomas and John. And fourth, Modern Automotive Technology by Duffy. 5, Welding and Metal Fabrication, Larry Jeffus. And Audio Basics by Stanley A. Alton. That's the 6 books for Stewart's Creek High.
Heard the recommendation.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Tackett, or Mr. Tackett, second by Ms. Blankenship. Any further discussion on this? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. B.
B is really the Megatronics program that's aligning with Motlow's. And interestingly, today I see MTSU got approval, looks like, to turn this into a 4-year program there. So it's really good today. So we're getting to kind of start at the ground level. And those kids may come into the program, with up to 16 credits or so. So it's really neat. So recommend approval, motion for Rutherford County to request approval for local adoption of textbooks to be adopted for Oakland High for the following books using textbook funds: Engineering Design, an Introduction, and then Technology and Engineering. That's the 2 textbooks.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Young and a second by Mr. Holliday. Any further discussion on this? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 9.
Number 9 is Siegel High School Satellite Concession Stand and Storage. Mr. Benjamin has requested permission to construct a satellite concession stand and storage under the home football bleachers at Siegel High School. The masonry concession building will be 16 by 16 with an 8 by 10 storage room. And Part 1 is your request tonight. Part 2 hasn't gotten final approval, which would be the storage area. No cooking will be done in the building. Mr. Jackie Holden from Engineering and Construction has met with the fire marshal on this project, and it has been approved for construction. The Brewster Club and Siegel High School will require all proper permits and meet all state and local codes and pertinent requirements. All costs will be paid by Siegel High School Football Booster Club at no cost to the board. Recommend approval. Motion to approve construction of a satellite concession stand and storage under the home bleachers at Siegel High School Stadium. Siegel High School and Siegel High School Football Boosters Club is responsible for all permits and meeting all state and local code requirements at no cost to Rutherford County School Board.
Heard the motion, recommendation.
Move for approval. Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Tackett and a second by Mr. Young. Any further discussion on this?
On
Ms. Holliday?
On the Part 2 that has not yet been approved, will the authorization this evening extend to that approval when it comes? Is that the
I don't
intent?
think so. We have to approve everything.
The intent of the motion is not to.
Okay. So we would only be approving the concession stand portion that is approved, Part 1, at this time?
Yes.
Okay. Are they separate structures, or is it one common pad and 2 rooms, essentially?
They're separate structures.
Okay.
Anybody else? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 10.
Number 10 is the Stewart's Creek High School Booster Clubs. Booster clubs must submit details of the structure of the organization, officers, duties, election of officers, term limits, purposes and goals, dues structure, if any, intended use of funds generated by the organization, to the board in order for the club to be recognized and sanctioned by the board as a viable booster club. The Stewart's Creek High School baseball, football, and music booster clubs are in compliance. The recommend approval, motion to approve the formation of the Stewart's Creek High School baseball, football, and music booster clubs.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Blair and a second by Mr. Holliday. Any further discussion on this? I think everybody's got a copy of all the organizations here. I think somebody raised a question the other night, how many of them we had.
Right.
So if anybody's got any questions on that.
Well, I spoke with Mr. Odom before the meeting to share my concerned possibly that would be incomplete. I look at Eagleville, for example, and see no athletic booster clubs there whatsoever. I just would expect that they do have them. So you may share your explanation to me. And
Okay, I sent today to all the principals this list, and I said, take a look at it and see, because I too think it's probably not complete, and that you'll want to check with your current organizations and see. And so I think we'll start hearing back from some of the others, so you may see a series of these start appearing. Basically, what they have to do is send us a set of bylaws. Now, bylaws tend to answer most of those questions you have in that list. And we put that bylaws on file, who the officers are, and that sort of thing to work with. So my guess is we'll be seeing some more. Maybe closer to the start of school, but we should see some additional ones.
would there be ramifications to us as a board if the organization was not compliant, it hadn't reported to us, and we find out that they're in place? And what is the...
What do you think, Angel, from a legal standpoint on that? Have been any ramifications if they had not filed their booster club with us, a school?
I don't think there would be any ramifications, Robert, no. I mean, obviously, that's a proper process to follow, and I don't have records, dating back to before I was here on those, so I couldn't tell you whether they did or they didn't without going back and doing, lots of events. But, I mean, as far as ramifications, I don't think, most of them have charters and bylaws, and they have nonprofit status. So as long as they're operating, as they should be under that nonprofit status and fundraising appropriately, we should be fine.
The other part of that would be, we've got folks that are going through the process appropriately, and I think they could look at, say, if I'm going to do it the right way, everybody else should too. So I think we should be, as much as we can, consistent, yes, with making it clear that there is an expectation, beyond expectation, that everyone follows through with that, because that's just the right way to do it.
I sent to principals today, and along with this, that my suggestion would be they take a look at it, and any that's missing, go ahead. I think it's somewhat of a protection for the principal, and so I think that's the part they'd want. And you are aware that, and I was trying to remember how many years ago, about 3-4 years ago, legislature changed that, put some of their finances back under the schools that they have to report, and so Jeff Sandvik every fall meets with PTOs and booster clubs, brings them in here and explains what the law says, the accounting, and kind of what has to be done. So we've been doing that training again since that law came into effect. But we just need to see if we got some listed, if it's just been dropped or not. Has there been a change? Or
Yeah, I think at the very least it could be a PR nightmare for the board if a group acting outside of this list found themselves in some type of problems, and they come back and ask the question, why did they not follow procedure that's in place, and we don't have a good answer for that.
Right, I agree with you.
Won't you, if it's possible, maybe September, August meeting?
Okay, talk about it again.
Put some kind, if you send a follow-up, possibly to basically have them turned into you by then. I think the main part of this is we would recognize them as a booster club.
Right.
If they're not on our list here, we don't recognize them.
I see, I might even be concerned if someone were out soliciting funds for a school, and that would not be an organization that we've approved. We don't have their bylaws and who the officers are, and that's kind of the things that happens this day and time. So I think it's an extra safety. I'm glad someone asked the question for the list, because it does bring it to our attention.
I mean, under that example, someone would call the board before they want to make their donation, $25. I'm glad to do it, but I want to make sure this list is approved, and it's not. And the school literally does have a club that's acting appropriately, but we don't have a list of it.
Right.
So
It also gives us some insight as to maybe what some of the more successful organizations, I noticed here the Oakland Parent Association, not a typical PTO, but just an Oakland Parent Association. I also noticed that when Stewart's Creek is putting together their music boosters. And so the collaboration that Dr. Harold is anticipating between the drama department and the choral department and the band program, and that those would really work together is certainly his intent. The booster organization set up that way. So there may be some wisdom in seeing what other schools are doing and the collaboration that's available.
Anybody else? Like I said, we had a motion by Mr. Blair and a second by Mr. Holliday. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 11.
Number 11 is the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association Cooperative Agreement. Eagleville School and Central Magnet Schools currently have cooperative agreement with TSSAA for middle and high school football and wrestling. The schools would like to add soccer to the cooperative agreements beginning with the 2013-2014 school year. Recommend approval. Motion to allow Eagleville School and Central Magnet School to enter into a cooperative agreement through TSSAA for middle and high school soccer participation.
Heard the recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Odom, so this hasn't been approved, they're just going to
Make
solicit
application.
TW.
Right.
I don't know, it's difficult as TSSAA has been, with not allowing zone students to participate in their zone schools. How likely is this?
I would think it'd be likely here because there's not an existing program at Eagleville. And so since we've already opened the way with the football and all, my guess is they have done a little bit of exploring, and this is probably not totally in the dark to do that.
Since we had the issue of transportation come up with the football team going back and forth, will you have the same mentality?
Our answer's the same.
Okay, good. I thought about making an amendment to this, but if you have the same
I do.
position on that should take care of that.
I'll echo the sentiments that Mr. Blair shares, that the transportation aspect of this is an issue that the board has weighed in the past, and there's a standing expectation of the board that transportation is not something that the board would support or provide.
If y'all want to make that amendment, I don't have no problem with that. I mean,
I'm comfortable with it just simply being on the record, but, because it is established.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can add it to the motion, and if Mr. Nicker's good with it,
I'm good with it.
That's fine.
if you can add that, Ms. Michaels.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 12.
This is contract with Riverside Publishing. Riverside Publishing was awarded a RFP in July 2011 for data and assessment management. The instruction department has not been pleased with Riverside Publishing's performance under the current contract. The following issues have been raised: inconsistent or complete lack of response from customer support, extremely long wait times to speak with customer support. The 2011-2012 TCAP and end-of-course data was not uploaded as required. Student response devices not provided and reports not formatted correctly. Pursuant to the request for proposal, the board may enter into negotiations with the next best proposer as determined to be in the best interest of the school system. The instruction department has negotiated with the next best proposer, ThinkGate, and would like to terminate its contractual relationship with Riverside Publishing. The agreement with ThinkGate would require an additional cost of less than $2 per student. The additional request will not require any adjustments to 2013-14 budget. Recommend approval. Motion to approve the contract with ThinkGate for data and assessment management pursuant to RFP number 1107.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Holliday and a second by Mr. Tackett. Any further discussion on this?
Mr. Chairman, this may be the
Yes.
appropriate place to, even though our meeting's moving very efficiently this evening, in large part because Monday night, Mr. Zago gave us a comprehensive analysis of this issue and what we have had in the past and what we anticipate that the ThinkGate relationship will give us in the future. And for those who may be witnessing or viewing tonight, careful analysis was done during our work session on Monday night. This is an outstanding opportunity for our system.
Anybody else? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. 13, general discussion.
Would like to remind the board members of 9 o'clock Friday morning with the county commission, our funding body meets. I think it'd be an excellent idea for all of us to attend if possible. Nothing's in the bag yet, and it's a pretty lean budget, so we certainly need it to be approved as we recommended. So if you, a county commissioner that you would like to reach out and communicate with, I would say that'd probably be a good idea. Would you not, Mr. Chairman?
And I guess it probably would be.
Jeff, that's where Jeff is tonight. And we were hearing rumblings today of some possible changes. And that's why I looked at my email. I said, Jeff, if they do it while we're still meeting or something, please go ahead and let us know. But they don't start till about 5:30, so we'll see. And we'll forward you the information. We'll do something like that. I'll try to let you know.
I guess if there is a change, you've got another meeting, we've got another meeting scheduled anyhow, don't we? Or you can schedule another meeting if we have to make any changes? Okay.
We got one on the 18th.
Okay.
We'll probably have to have a special to get you in compliance with the actual pennies on the tax rate to get our budget balance back to it. So if that happens, we'll probably have to have a special.
Anybody else? Everybody good? This is probably the first meeting we've had in a while where I can basically say all mine's at ease.
Yes, sir.
Y'all good?
Everybody has a safe 4th of July.
Enjoy yourself.
Yes, sir.
If nothing else, we're
We
adjourned.
might say to the public that's listening, the central office is basically closed the next week. So there'll not be somebody on the phone or the front door. It's a 1-week shutdown. Some of our maintenance and technology people do work because it's the summer when they can go in and make repairs. The school's not even going, but as a whole, the office area here will not be open next week.
All right, we're adjourned.